video, I'm going to show you how to set up a schedule. Basically, with the schedule, what we're doing is setting up the studio so that when an announcer goes into the studio, everything that they need is right there for them to click and they can see all the credit lines and contesting that they need to do. So to do this, we're going to go to the top bar and we're going to hit schedule. And then you can see it shows up the week display and all of the shows that we've set up to show in here or to be on air. So we've got a breakfast, mornings, afternoons, drives and evenings. This will look different depending on what shows you have on air. You may only have a breakfast show or a workday show, or it will look totally different. So that will be set up when you're setting it up, when you're setting up Audata Promo. So to put in your liners and your contest spots, we're just going to head to the shift that we want. I'm going to start with a Monday and we're going to make this one as though we're doing a full week's worth of schedule, and we're going to hit the plus button. Now I'm going to start by scheduling a liner. So here we just select the liner and then we select one. Now the one that I've just made in our liners video is the Christmas carols, and we just need one of these done per shift, so I'm just going to do one. And there it is. You can see just there that it'll show up. It's blue, which is what we've set liners to show up. This might be different for you. Just have a play around and see what colors yours come up. They can be changed in the administration panel as well. So that's how you input a liner. Now we can, of course, duplicate this, which I will show you in a minute once we've also inputted contesting, which we're going to do now. So we're just going to stay in breakfast and we're going to hit on type and then contest. We just want to do one contest per thing. Now there's four different types of pricing. You've got a list prize, which is sort of for like your, if you're doing a standby list contest, or people need to go on any sort of list or draw. A list prize is the best one to use. Then you've got inventory. This is any physical item or inventory item that you have. The only prize that this wouldn't account for is either something that is a list or it is a cash prize. Everything else should fall within the inventory category. You've got cashed fixed prizes. This is a fixed cash amount. So for example, if we're doing a any sort of promotion that we're giving away, for example, every caller on air gets $100 in that shift, then it's a fixed cash prize because it would be $100 cash. A cash variable might be where there's, for example, 10 questions, and for every question that the listener answers correctly, they get $10. So depending on how many they answer is depending on how much they win. So for this one, we're just going to go with inventory. And we're just going to select our inventory item. Now we're going to use the one that we set up in the inventory creation video, which is a summer getaway. Now you'll notice here we've got quantity and then we've got inventory quantity. The difference between these is your quantity is how many of these prizes we're giving away in this shift. The inventory quantity is how many of this prize each winner will receive. We don't want to give 2 getaways to one person, so we're just going to put in one there. And then we're going to select our Sounds of Summer campaign. So now we'll just save that. Now with your liners, where you put all your information in the liner itself, with your contesting, you actually may want to add, for example, a contest sheet. So we do this by going add comments, and then similarly to how we set up a liner, we would just set up the thing. Set up the comment box. So you've scored a summer getaway. Your favorite sounds of summer with Spotify. So we're just going to pop in the credit line there, which is what I've done. And then again, I'm just going to format this so that it's easily readable. And then, for example, we may want to put in some extra details. So what I do here is I just go additional info, or this might just be, so when we've created our inventory, we've also put in the credit line. If you don't need to use this for a credit line, you just want to provide additional information, then that's absolutely fine. This, again, it's all about how it works for you and your station. So here I'm just going to put the additional info. Prize includes 2 times nights accommodation for 2 people at Ramada, Byron Bay, plus flights, return flights, and meals. Great. And so there, we've just popped in our additional info. And there we have it. So that will then just show up basically as a contest sheet. When they open up the prize, all their information will be there. But you can check out what that looks like on our studio video at the end of this. So that's how we set up a contesting spot. Now I will just quickly show you how to set up the pricing for cash prizes. It is really simple. So if we select cash variable, and then we have to select a campaign for it. Now you'll see that because we've selected the same campaign for both prizes, they do come up as the same. Usually we wouldn't be doing that. But also variable cash amount, if you just hover over it, it'll tell you which one's which. And then when they go to put it in the studio, they will see they just need to enter the cash amount and the mobile number. And it is pretty much the same for a cash fixed. We're just going to put in $100. I'm not going to assign a campaign for this one. There we go. And then we've just got $100 cash. So that's how you do contesting. Again, if you need to add contest sheets and details, credit lines, etc. here, you can do that. You will need to do that with your cash pricing, as there is no inventory item attached to that, so there is no credit line attached to them. Okay, so now that we've inputted our liners and our contest spots, I'm going to show you how to duplicate them. You'll notice here that there's a double up image at the edge of all of our spots, so I'm just going to hit that, which will duplicate the individual item, and then from there we can just drag and drop. And I'm going to just set this up so that we're going to run this contest only 3 days of the week. Beautiful. And then we're going to give away $100 cash in every shift. Whoops. Beautiful. So you can see there that we have actually, let's duplicate this as well just so that. Well, that's a bit silly. Okay, so you can see there that we've created our schedule. You can add to that or take away from that as much as you like. What I'm going to do now is, you see that we've got templates. What I'm going to do is save this as a template. You can do this at the beginning or at the end, or you can simply input one lot at a time. So what I'm going to do is, even though I've just done this, I'm going to clear the entire week. And then I'm going to input just the breakfast liners. Just one per shift. I'm going to duplicate that across all days. And then I'm going to create a template. So I'm going to save this as a template. I'm going to call it Christmas Carols 2020. Whoops. And then if we go to the next week, I can then select my template and put Christmas carols, and that will show up there. Now you can add extra templates, so you can use templates on top of each other. So here I'll just use one that we've already got, and you'll see that it'll stack up on top. So you can see there that you can just simply layer. If you have, for example, a month-long or a year-long sponsorship, this can be really, really helpful. So now I'm just going to go back to the week that we were working on originally, and show you that we can also duplicate from week to week. So for example, if we only want to copy it across for 1 week, and we don't want to create an entire template, we can just hit duplicate 1 week. And if we head across to next week, we'll see that on Monday there are actually 2 of that credit line because we've just duplicated 1. So there's some really handy tools that you can use. Your schedule is super handy, super user-friendly, and really simple. But if you have any issues, just send us an email at support@audata.io.